All right, should be live. Let me test. All right, there we go. It always, there we go. Yeah, okay. It always takes about like 30 seconds for it to get up and running. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this game so far. I'm looking forward to seeing just how far we can get with it. Nice. All right, I'm just checking some stuff out quickly. I should have my starting soon screen up like this. Should have it like this for right now. Probably, I like verbalizing what I'm doing. I'm like just making sure my stream is live and that it's showing up here. This is gonna be loud unless I hold on. Do that. There we go. Yeah, I typically do my starting soon screen to give me some time to just get everything up and running. Welcome. Yeah, I wish there was an easier way. I can't fade out the audio. I don't have like a mixing board or anything. Welcome. Andre Kai Fang, welcome. We are going to be doing more Juno New Origins. Let me get this going. All right, and we're back with more Juno New Origins. Let's pick up where we left off. So as far as I recall, we had launched a probe into space with a sounding rocket, and then we exposed the probe to the vacuum of space. So now we have more contracts we can do. And we have a new customer. Professor von Pricklespack. As much of a wacky scientist Pricklespack may be, he is one of the most renowned researchers on Drew. He is looking for some help to gather data to prove the presence of other life forms, other forms of life in the Juno system. Guten Tag. Nice. Can we get into orbit? Ah, that is a good question. All right, let's start the Drew orbit. Ooh, 500,000. Nice. Start the Drew orbit tutorial. We have a craft ready for you to use, but it needs a few tweaks to its engines. Craft's total delta V is right here. Change the altitude to 0 kilometers in the design info. Ah, so we can see this is what it is in a vacuum, and this is what it is at 0 kilometers altitude. So the first stage consists of 5 solid rocket motors. Select stage 1 in the design info panel. If I recall. Okay. So this is staging analysis, stage 1, delta V. Come on, welcome. Yeah, thrust to weight ratio. If it's less than 1, it will not be able to take off. We know that. The ending thrust to weight is higher than the starting thrust to weight because the engines are burning fuel mass throughout the stage. Yeah, that makes sense. Specific impulse. Kind of like gas mileage for rocket engines. That's a nice way to think about it. Higher is better. These solid rocket motors are not very efficient, but they're cheap and they get the job done. Change the altitude to 8 kilometers in the design info panel. Select the second stage. The delta V and starting thrust to weight is terrible for this stage. The Gnome engine is optimized to work in a vacuum. Overexpansion, which happens when the engine's exhaust exit pressure is less than the air pressure. Okay. Click the part properties button on the left. Oh. Change the nozzle throat size to 100%. Change the nozzle length to 50%. That's changing our delta V. Yeah. On the right here, it's actually increasing our delta V. Change the size to 80%. Oh. Awesome. Great. Now close the panel by clicking the X. It's a huge improvement in delta V and thrust to weight. Indeed. Range to welcome. Change the altitude to vacuum in the design info. Because the third stage is going to be operating in a vacuum. Select stage 3. This is our delta V here. But we can improve it by lengthening the nozzle. Ideally, exit pressure would be 0 for a rocket engine designed to work in space. But that would require an infinitely large nozzle. We have to settle for something a little shorter than that. Okay, so we have to increase the size. Oh, that's so strange to me. I'm trying to understand how that makes sense. It does make sense. We're decreasing the size of the engine. We're getting more delta V. I also love how I can put it back and then it reverts back to the previous step in the tutorial. That's very intuitive. Because if I want to play around with it while in the tutorial, it allows me to do that without messing up the entire thing and making me forget where I was at. All right, we have to change the nozzle length to 160. Beautiful. All right. We're ready. Our delta V is much higher now. All stages. Yeah, much higher now. This was at 700 before, so we over doubled it by messing with the engines. That's all we did. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm loving this game. Oh, and they made the rocket black and blue. That's very, very pretty. So I looked online. There is a way to get rid of that circle, those circles. So you can just use the nav ball, just like Kerbal Space Program. Because I remember I read something about somebody complaining about this thing. Oh, it's in the way. It's in the way. Just press tab. That's it. That's all you need to do. All right, click the button on the right side of the screen to show the navisphere panel. Okay. Yeah, it wants us to keep that open. All right, let's do it. Oh, let's turn the engine sound up. I'm gonna turn music down a little bit more and then turn the engine sound up a little bit. There we go. All right, we're just waiting for this fuel gauge to reach 0%, and then we're gonna do stage in. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. That's still a little bit too loud, I think. Maybe 10%, yeah. It gets complicated in the late game? Good. I like complicated. All right, press stage. Brain fart. Press space to activate your second stage. Press and hold left shift to throttle up to 100%. Ah, so now we can... Oh, it pauses the game when I throttle down. So now we can change our throttle. So this must be a non-solid fuel tank. Click and drag anywhere on the blue nav circle until your pitch is set to 70%. And this engine clearly has gimbal in it. Very satisfying. Beautiful. So this should be our first time getting into orbit. Yeah, they want me to keep the nav sphere open. Click the lock velocity prograde button. You can build your rocket to follow a natural gravity turn. Forces the rocket to pitch down as it goes up, following an efficient path to orbit without the need of complex guidance systems. That's the most ideal thing to do, is to just build it so it naturally follows that path. Jason, welcome. We are getting into orbit for the first time, hopefully. I like this flight info panel. It's very informative. I will say this scroll bar is a little bit difficult to see though. But once you understand that you can scroll, it's fine. Press space to activate your third stage. Third time is the charm. Almost there. Burn your engine until your apoapsis passes 150 kilometers. The apoapsis is the highest point in your trajectory. Indeed. Indeed. I don't think we're in space just yet. Our altitude is not 80,000 meters yet. But seeing our... Yes, our apoapsis, because I don't need to be burning, but that's okay. Yes. Here's the delta V, stage delta V. This is what I was looking at right here. 2,400 meters per second. So we've got enough gas. Yeah, it doesn't like it when I touch things. It pauses the game. Shark King, welcome. On KSP 2, you had the problem where the launch button isn't working? Yes. I have had that problem. If the launch button isn't working in KSP 2, your entire career save is fried. There's no reverting save. There's no going back. There's nothing. You just need to start a new career save and forget about whatever you were doing. If your launch button isn't working, it's toast. Press the X key to kill your throttle immediately. Click and drag anywhere on the blue nav circle until your pitch is set to 10%. Click and drag anywhere on the orange nav circle until your heading is set to 100. Oh, why did I say percent? 100 degrees. There, at the top of the screen, we can see heading. There we go. Brain farts left and right. Yes, degree symbol, not percent symbol. Press the P key to unpause the game. So, one thing you can do is if you've been working on a craft, a vessel in the VAB and you're trying to launch it and the launch button just isn't working in KSP2, what you can do is you can select the root of the craft, the piece that you can click that selects everything. Then when you have it selected, while you have it selected, you do Control C, then you open a notepad, and then you Control V into the notepad, so you get the entire, whatever, I think it's JSON text for that vehicle. Then you go and open a new career, then you take that text that you copied in the notepad while you're in the VAB, copy that text, Control V, and then you'll have your ship in the VAB in a new career save, so you won't have to completely rebuild your entire ship. It's a very weird workaround, but okay. Select time warp in the top right to really speed things up. Okay, so we can go 10x warp speed. Press and hold left shift to throttle up to 100%. Okay. I still don't get why we have procedural wings, but then have to stick with different sizes and subsizes of tanks in KSP2. Would make things a lot better to build and probably less fuel calculation. Probably. All right, we need to raise our periapsis. All right, our orbit velocity is increasing. And we should have enough delta V. Our periapsis is right here. I don't know, can we go to the map screen? We really... Oh, we should be burning right now, yeah. It's paused. Yeah, we're good. We're gonna make it. We're accelerating beyond... Accelerating past the planet. And we've made our first orbit. Haha! Congrats on achieving your first orbit around Drew. Press X to kill your throttle immediately. Okay. You're going to be asked to get to precise orbits. Let's see how that's done. In order to adjust an orbit... Yeah, yeah, we understand that. Okay, it wants us to go to our periapsis and then lower our apoapsis. I need to get rid of that. It keeps wanting us to show this giant sphere. It's not helpful on the screen. All right, click the lock velocity retrograde button. Press P key to unpause the game. Select time warp in the top right. All right, we are going 10 times speed now. Very, very cool. By the way, guys, just by the way, 165 frames per second right now. See, when things are smooth and clean, it's hard to acknowledge that because it just works. It just works. What's that meme again? Is that from like NVIDIA or something? It just works. Like, I don't know about that. It's a very, very, very complicated thing that's happening in the background. But yes, if you've ever seen video of this game and you're like, oh, I hate that nav ball thing, you can just press tab. And then you have Kerbal Space Program. No, that was a little bit. Obviously, this game has its differences. All right, we're waiting to get to our periapsis, which is denoted by this orange triangle, and the green triangle is our apoapsis. The tutorial is very good thus far. Press and hold left shift, 30%. Press the P key. Okay, so our apoapsis is decreasing. There we go. We have completed the contract, Drew Orbit, and we got $400,000. Huge. Oh, very cool. Oh, it just feels so, it feels so smooth. It feels so smooth. All right, we're good. We got 30 tech points as well. It cost us 98,000 though. So we got closer to 300,000. That was very enjoyable. I think this game is currently on sale. I think it is currently 35% off, $13. Yeah, $13. All right. This icon here, progression, shows that this is the like core tutorial contract. All right, we need to bring some satellites into orbit. Put this CubeSat into orbit. Yeah. So we have to launch a CubeSat into orbit with a periapsis greater than 80 kilometers. And you get a signing bonus, so you get the money to actually get the mission done. And then when you complete it, you get the completion money. All right. So we have all the tools we need in order to get this guy's CubeSats into space, into orbit. So if I recall, it's add part and then payloads. Here's the CubeSat. A shoebox-sized satellite, standard capable of carrying simple dedicated experiments for a much lower price than its large counterparts. Andy, welcome. Make a Kerbal system in the planet editor? We could. Yeah, so I brushed over that. Supposedly there is a way to just generate planets, right? I don't know how complicated it gets with like orbits and stuff. Like, can you make two moons orbiting each other? Like, I think that Drew has two moons, right? All right, what happens if we try and put this thing on here? That happens. Okay. So is there a payload fairing that we can use? Nose con. So if I put that in there, see, my brain right now is like, okay, where's the decoupler, right? Where's the decoupler? But I don't think there is a decoupler. Am I playing on PC? Yes, I am. I'm getting over 160 frames per second consistently. Drogue chute. So we do have parachutes. I want to mess with the parachutes. We should get this guy's CubeSat into orbit though. There. So it has a deployer in itself, but we want to add a stage. Okay, we can unlock more stages in the tech tree, but we don't want to deploy the CubeSat until the third stage is fired off for a little while. Okay. Can I rename these things? Auto recalculation. Oh, interesting. It automatically sets up the stages. Okay. We can have activation groups. And craft validation shows whether there are errors or not, which is actually very cool. There is one. What did I ask? Sometimes when I'm like verbalizing what I'm doing, I'll ask a question and just leave it completely unanswered. It's a really bad habit. So I asked, is there a decoupler? And you said there is one. But I don't think we've unlocked it yet. I assume we just have not unlocked it yet. But right now, I think this will suffice. Oh, about the moons. Okay. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I ask questions while I'm going on about whatever. And I just keep going. Also, what are these things on the fuel tanks? They like, these must be fuel lines or something, right? Or just cosmetic. They look pretty cool. Okay, so we have the CubeSat in the nose cone. I don't think we need to do anything else. I think we can just launch and go. Oh, no, no, no. This is the issue that I was having. This is the issue I was having. We have our staging. We want the CubeSat deployer to only deploy after the third stage engine is fired off, but I can't add a stage because we've reached the maximum amount in the tech tree. So we have to go to the tech tree and make sure that we can unlock that technology. All right, let's see. Here, max stages, overcomplicating things. We also get the Soyuz interstage and side interstage. So we can attach boosters to the side of a main rocket. Fuel tank. Nice. The community has warp drives. Very cool. I like warp drives. Okay, now we can go back and go to pre-flight configuration, add stage, add the CubeSat to the fourth stage. And now we're okay. Yeah, warp drives are cool. I like warp drives. All right, launch with the CubeSat. We just got to do kind of the same thing we did before. Wait, hold on. The first stage is solid, so we don't even need to throttle up, do we? No, we don't. If I throttle up right now, it shouldn't do anything, though. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, Juno has been a fantastic game thus far. I've enjoyed it quite a bit. I want this to be lock heading. Staging. Oh, wow, that gimbaling is very strong. Just head towards, yeah, there we go, prograde. Okay. Yeah, we're okay. We're okay. This engine isn't making any noise. The initial engines made a lot of noise, and now this engine isn't making any noise. All right, we're about to run out of fuel. Our apoapsis is still not where we need it to be. All right, we should be able to make it. Should. Is there a time to periapsis or time to apoapsis? I don't see it. If there is. Autopilot? I know that there's a whole automation system in the game, which is crazy. Says you're at negative 1200. Oh, here's the time to apoapsis. Okay. I don't want that to be decreasing so quickly. Well, I'm full burning now. Ah, upper left hand. Okay. Yeah, we can fast forward time, but I don't think we're actually gonna make it. Because see how our altitude's decreasing? I think because I messed up during the staging. Yeah, we've got to restart. Also, I didn't really check how much delta V we had after adding the CubeSat. Can't time warp with the engines on, only 2x. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that flop I had when I did staging messed us up quite a bit. You can also click map mode, which is kind of cool, like that. Yeah, I don't know. Do these engines not have any sound, or did something mess up? It's kind of eerie, but it's all right. Yeah, in space that would make sense, but we're still in atmosphere right now. Oh, it's so sensitive. I don't know. I assume in the settings there's a way to make the gimbaling less sensitive. It may be better to just do this, honestly. Yeah, I don't think this rocket is going to be able to get the CubeSat. Between my poo brain. No, we have 2.7. Yeah, our apoapsis is plenty high. Yeah, the background is just the music. Even if I zoom in really close, I still don't hear anything. But now we are in a vacuum. So now it does make sense. I think we're gonna run out of fuel. Yep. I don't think I can actually. I mean, we were close. Should I give it another try? I think if we're a little bit cleaner with the staging, if we don't flounder around on the nav ball, we'll be able to make it. Yeah, I think at this point we could just lock velocity to prograde. Yeah, we should be able to make it. We were very, very close. But again, I floundered on the nav ball and I didn't time my staging correctly. You're gonna do a Cassini mission? Nice. I hope it is successful. All right, our apoapsis is already high enough. Yeah, we can throttle down with shift and control. Yeah. I have it at about 30% now. Yeah, our apoapsis is plenty high. We should have a good amount of time to finish this burn. We have 1,000 meters per second. Yeah, we'll be fine this time. We got it. No. We'll be okay. Oh, it's gonna be so close. No, we can't. We're just lacking the delta V. That's rough. Yeah, this rocket's just not gonna make it. All we need to do is make that a little bit longer. Make that a little bit longer. Yeah, it's I didn't check the mass of this thing. It's only 7.3 kilograms. I don't know what we're doing wrong, but okay, now it's too tall. There's no way to check overall height while I'm editing it. So no, we can't. I think this thing is already max height. Less than 80? No, no, no. The periapsis has to be greater than 80 kilometers. We have to get the CubeSat into orbit. 80 kilometers is where the atmosphere ends on Drew. But yes, this little bit of extra delta V should get the job done. Also, I don't know if we want to do interstage. I haven't really messed with this yet. I think, is there a maximum mass? I think there's a maximum mass. Yeah, I don't know if we want to do this. I think we'll be okay. I'm going to try one more time with these small edits, and then I think we'll... Yeah, I think we'll be okay. Just give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Making a cup of coffee. Making a cup of coffee in the background, but let's launch it. All right, so I think with this little bit of extra delta V, we'll be able to make it. Yeah, we'll be good. This is absolutely a part of the game, though. Like, doing launches and failing until you get it right. But I'm still getting used to knowing how much delta V you actually need. Yeah, that's not good. That's gonna slow us down. still getting used to understanding how much delta V I actually need to get into orbit. Now, I don't know if there's a calculator in the game. That's one thing I like in KSP 2 is they just put it right in the UI where you can just click and see trip planner. But this thing, as it stands right now, has about 1.8 meters per second of delta V at 0 kilometers at sea level. Now, that's not perfectly accurate because depending on the staging, different things can happen. We can go down to, yeah, 30. We'll let this just burn out slowly as we continue to finish our exit from the atmosphere. So we're no longer getting air resistance. And now that we're at 80, we can slow the engine down even more and angle slightly. Yeah, we want our time to apoapsis to not decrease too quickly. If we re-enter atmosphere, it's over. Okay, we have 2.1 kilometers per second of delta V. And we are about 1.1 kilometer or 1,000. Oh, my brain right now. Yeah. 1,100 kilometers from our periapsis being positive. Okay, let's burn on the prograde now as we arc, right? We can lower this down even more. The map info? No, I want the orbit details. No, we still just don't have enough delta V. Oh god, man. I need to make this thing more chunky. I need to just go for it and make it chunky. Oh, that's so painful. I'd say we're lacking about... Yeah, our apoapsis is way too high as well. I should have waited to burn. Yeah. No, I know what I did wrong. Also try the mods for the game. I will. I'm still getting a hang of... the construction and all that. I think that's gonna do us better, right? What's our thrust to weight? We need more. We need more thrust to weight. Yeah, 1.3 is ideal. So that should be good. What's the thrust to weight on this? 1 point. Oh, no, that's too low. We've got to... There we go. We just want it to sustain, right? Yeah, kind of like that. All right. All right. Let's just double check the staging. All right, let's go. Yeah, I think we'll be all right with this. If we're careful and we take our time and we do most of our burn at the apoapsis and we don't allow our apoapsis to go above 100 kilometers and waste all that delta V, then we should be okay. Yeah, this engine should get us much farther along this time around. Yeah, we've got much more delta V, and our apoapsis is already looking good enough. We don't need to be burning this fuel. We'll wait for like 60 seconds. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna start doing this. We don't need to increase our apoapsis anymore. All right, staging coming up. There we go. Now we are burning horizontally at this point. Maybe we burn up a little bit. Yeah, because we don't want... See how that's slowed down now? The countdown slowed down. We don't want our... We don't want to burn past our apoapsis. Oh, now we're chasing it a little bit. I guess I should have started burning horizontally sooner. Yeah, see, we have more delta V this time, though. We have 1.5 kilometers per second. So we should be able to make it now. We've kept our apoapsis below 100 kilometers, meaning we haven't really wasted energy getting that too high. So we should make it this time. Yeah, we're gonna make it. Definitely. Beautiful. Aha! There we go. Now we just need that to be 80. And we made it. We made it with an extra 645 meters per second of delta V. Okay. So, detach the CubeSat. There we go. There it goes. And what we can do is... to be good about not leaving debris in orbit, we can reverse burn and deorbit into the ocean. Easy. Success. Burn off all of our fuel and then, yeah. We'll re-enter and crash into the ocean. We've already completed the mission, so. I just like the idea of not leaving debris in orbit, because it is a legitimate, in reality, it is a legitimate concern. You use Luna to eject debris. I'm not sure. What is Luna? I know Luna is another term for the moon, but I don't know how it's used to eject debris. Is that like a decoupler or something? We should be re-entering the atmosphere now, and our surface velocity should start to slow down. Indeed. Here we get to see the friction of the upper atmosphere. It's the moon for Drew? Okay. Ah, so you crash debris into the moon. Yes, I understand. That is a reasonable thing to do. Most of the time when I do missions to other planets in Kerbal, when I slingshot the mun, I will crash my debris into the mun on the way. And then once we're in solar orbit, we're set. Indeed, indeed. I just kind of wanted to see what it would look like re-entering. There's the ocean. And we are going at 170 meters per second and declining. Bam. Very nice. We got $800,000 for that. Our launch cost was 121 though. So realistically, we got about 780,000. That's still pretty good. Not 780,000. 680,000. Math. Math is hard. Cassini died? Aw, rip. Rip Cassini. It burnt in the atmosphere from a trajectory error. It happens. It happens. I will be right back for a minute. I'm gonna get my cup of coffee. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I've been enjoying this game quite a bit. I'm glad that I made the decision to get it on Steam and give it a legitimate shot, because I've seen it before. I've never really looked at it in depth. And I'm glad that I finally am. Docking port. Oh. Ten stages. Oh, this might be how we get contracts to land on the moon. Or the moons. 2 moons. Yeah, creating fairing. Oh, it's going to be interesting to try and do a lander. I feel like before we do a lander, we need RCS, though. I don't think we can really... It'd be very difficult to make a lander that doesn't rely on RCS. I think RCS is one of the main things that we have to go for next. This solid booster might be good. Wow, that's very expensive. Yeah, I'm just looking at all these different research options. What we should do is we should look at the career. Let's see what they have for us. Andy, welcome. Does making a reusable rocket help in Juno New Origin career mode? I have not made a reusable rocket yet, but given the way the economic system works in the game, you do recover money when you recover a vessel that has successfully landed. So I assume that using a reusable rocket and landing it safely and recovering it would be beneficial in retaining value. But we have not gotten to that point yet. And as far as I know, there is a programming system in the game depending on how deep you want to get into it. Here, program. And you can actually use this system here to automate the landing of a reusable stage, which is very interesting. Kerbal Space Program 1 has something like this, but I believe it's a mod. This is directly integrated into the game. I believe it's called Visi, considering that it's a visual programming system. So I hope that answers your question with my limited knowledge. Are the aerodynamics better for making a SpaceX style starship? I'm not sure, but I have experienced the aerodynamics and they seem to be fairly decent. We haven't made an airplane yet. I haven't made an airplane yet, so I can't speak on the precise quality of the aerodynamics in the game. Can you program a belly flop and hover slam? I'm not sure what those are. Croc Plays, welcome. But Kamal says yes, I've seen people do it. So I would take that as an answer. I downloaded an airplane craft file, seems to be decent. Nice. All right, so I think we have this mission to launch 2 CubeSats. Okay, so this just wants us to do... I like the idea. Let's try the 2 CubeSats. Also... this we should be able to complete in conjunction with this mission. Because in order to complete this mission, we need to get up to this velocity. So we'll take these 2 and try and complete these 2. Yeah, this one requires us to crash. And it doesn't give much. This requires us to explode and doesn't give much. And this requires us to get into a specific orbit. Now, can we complete this and this at the same time? Probably, right? It wouldn't be too difficult to launch the CubeSats and then manipulate our orbit to be this. So let's take that one too. And as far as I'm concerned, this rocket that we have here should be able to get the job done. Am I playing through Steam? Yes, I am. I got this on sale for the spring Steam sale. You got first orbit? Very nice. Very nice, Jason. Yes, the game has achievements for that. It's very satisfying. Eurydos? I'm not sure what Eurydos is. I assume that's a planet, right? How do I change the... There should be a way to change the color, right? Oh, they're different textures. Look at that. Cool. I've never seen that before. You can crank up the... That's very cool. You can do a lot with that texturing. Oh, and we can change the shape of the cone, the nose cone. Interesting. How do I change the color of them? Because these are all black. Yeah, you're welcome, Jason. I'm glad that you're interested in this. Like these games are phenomenal. Games like Kerbal Space Program, Juno New Origins, what they're trying to do is beautiful. BeamNG, I don't know if you've seen me play BeamNG. BeamNG is a fantastic game. I highly recommend BeamNG to anyone who enjoys physics simulations. Its analog is Saturn and Uranus. Oh, so Uridos? Cool. Very cool. Space Agency? Maybe in additional settings? Okay, let me look it up quickly. There is a way to do it, supposedly. Then there is a square. I'm not sure. Is this a mod that I'm looking at? This might be a mod that I'm looking at. I'm doing some exploring. Oh, paint tool. Okay, here we go. So if I want to... yeah, let's not do that. Unlock it for 99 cents. All right, so how do I... Ah! Aha! So you can go to active tool, the mouse cursor icon in the top left, and then you click this orange paintbrush, paint tool, and then you choose whatever color you want, and then you click on the piece you want to change the color of. That's a very cool texture. Yeah, to get to texture, we went from part properties, part style, and we chose the camouflage. I like the camouflage. Makes me want to change the texture of the command disk. I'm assuming we can change the color of the command disk as well, right? Yeah. Cool. All right, so we got our 2 CubeSats. We have 2.56 kilometers per second of delta V. I'm going to save this. CubeSat launch 1, save. And let's double check the staging. We've got those. We've got our second stage. We want the CubeSat to be deployed as the last thing we do because we need to reach a specific orbit, deploy the CubeSats, and then deorbit. And we are clear for launch. Red Rocket? It does look really weird, doesn't it? It does look a little bit weird, doesn't it? All right, let's do it. All right, we need this heading to be east. The power toy? What is that? Loads of mods? So is there Steam Workshop for this game, or is it all through their website? The 58 frames? Yeah, the frame rate does struggle a little bit in atmosphere. Undeniably. Yeah, okay, I understood what was happening. Our control module is not large enough to keep our heading with that extra stage attached. It's too much mass. It's all through the website? Okay. What is our Apple Apsis? Yeah, we're still not quite there yet. All right, we don't have to keep burning. We can just reach our Apple Apsis. We need to reach 86,000 kilometers, 86,000 meters, 86 kilometers. But I think what we're going to do first is we will launch the 2 CubeSats once we get our periapsis above 80 kilometers. And then after we launch the CubeSats, we will lower our apoapsis and increase our periapsis. All right, we've got 45 seconds to the... I'm gonna do this, angle down, and then start burning. And staging. We should be good. If I keep this angle, the time to apoapsis should stagnate. See how it's going down slower now? Because we're keeping our... We're burning up beyond it, so we're keeping it ahead of us. Which is not ideal. But we just unlocked an achievement. We completed the contract light speed, which was to pass 2,000 meters per second, which indeed is very fast. All right, our apoapsis is getting quite high, so I'm going to speed it up. This is what I'm looking at right now. We need our periapsis to become positive. It would be nice if this would show a negative number instead of just not applicable, because we do have a periapsis. It's just negative. That's all. Okay, so we are now able to detach the CubeSats. So I will press spacebar. We have detached the 2 CubeSats. There they go. And now we need to get our apoapsis down to 86 kilometers because it is now 133 kilometers. So, in order to do that, we need to burn retrograde. Is there a hotkey to get rid of the UI? Because I kind of want to take a screenshot of this right here. There may be. Let me look it up. Controls. It might be under other. Yeah, let me check this. Toggle hide UI, F10. Cool. All right, let me do F10. We've got plenty of time. I like this screenshot. All right. So F10 shows and hides the UI. And we need to burn retrograde at our periapsis. So we have 31 minutes until we're at our periapsis. I think we just passed our periapsis, didn't we? No. Our periapsis is over here. So we're gonna have to wait. But luckily we can speed up time quite a bit. Until this number becomes 0. Okay. There. Now our apoapsis is coming down because we are burning retrograde. And we need it to be about 86. There we go. It gives us about 2 kilometers of wiggle room. There we go. And we have completed all of those contracts in a single launch. We have successfully completed light speed, We achieved 2,000 meters per second. We got into a specific orbit around Drew, and we deployed 2 CubeSats into the desired orbit. And now we will continue burning with the last of our Delta V. We have to plan our burn. I'm going to do it over here so that we land in the ocean by burning retrograde. We can even do something like this, right? If we burn in this direction. Oh, that's the wrong way. If we burn south, so we're burning down this way, it will move our trajectory downward. Oh. It's very sensitive. The gimbaling, we can probably change that. The gimbaling is very strong on this engine. So I want to burn something like that. So that we're off the coast of the launch pad, or whatever that location is. I don't know what it is. I just wanted to maneuver around with the nav ball a little bit there. Very, very nice. Shark King, welcome back. Yes, we have, this has been a very successful mission. But we are now going to be re-entering the atmosphere and deorbiting the rest of our rocket. I may have messed up our re-entry. I think I went a little bit too close to the coast, and the atmosphere is going to slow us down enough that we crash on land. So just a reminder to myself that when deorbiting, the atmosphere will slow us down considerably. And we do not need, we need to go beyond where we actually want to land. Because now we're going to land on the peninsula. We're going to crash on that peninsula there. If we angle ourselves correctly, we may be able to slow ourselves down enough. See how we're going? Yeah, we're using the air to change our trajectory. Yeah, we're going to the left now on screen because of the way the air is interacting with our... So hopefully now if I go prograde, we can just make it off coast in this little inlet here. We should be able to. How do I like it so far? This game has been great. I've really enjoyed it. It's been a very smooth experience thus far. It's gonna take a little bit more time to tell how it handles bigger rockets, because just like Kerbal Space Program 2, you can fire off small rockets all day and get a decent frame rate and have it be smooth. But when you start messing with bigger rockets, things change drastically. So we'll see how it works. I'm getting, so we were up to 160 frames per second in orbit, and now we are down to 83 frames per second in atmosphere. So like I said in my previous video, and we have landed in the ocean. And surprisingly, our rocket did not explode. Ooh, that buoyancy effect is very satisfying. Very satisfying. And we can recover the craft. We get $1.3 thousand, $1,300. And there are 8 recoverable parts. Very nice. But yes, it seems like I said it in my previous video, the atmospheric aerodynamic drag system in the game takes a lot of resources to calculate. So we were getting 160 frames per second in orbit, which is phenomenal. Ideal even. But then our frames went down by 50%, which is significant, from 160 to 80 when we were in atmosphere. So although this game seems well optimized, it is clear that the aerodynamics and the drag do have an impact on performance. But if we can continue to get over 60 frames per second, I'm happy. I wish I can use the re-entry effects. There's a bug that makes it not show. Interesting. Yeah, I will eventually get to the point where I am using all the mods and using the warp drive. I want to see, I'm learning through this career and these contracts, I'm learning the physics engine and what it can handle and how it reacts to certain things. Oh, we have a new customer. Chuck Schaefer. General Schaefer is in charge of the not-so-secret Alley Base, a facility hidden in a salt lake surrounded by mountains. He will command you to do some really interesting contracts, but he seems to be hiding something from you. Oh, secrets. Aye, aye. Ooh, hard contracts, quick deployment. We have been closely following your launch activity, and you seem to be doing pretty well. Our necessities are a bit special, though. We need you to prove you can work with us by getting to orbit fast. Launch a new craft, lift off to start. You have 5 minutes. Periapse is greater than 80 kilometers. Must be completed within 120 days. And we unlock the alley pad. We get 400,000 for signing, and we get 1.6 million for completing it. Oh, is it a mod, the re-entry effects? Yeah, I have to spend some time looking into the website and all the mods on the site. Oh, it's in game? We can definitely complete this mission. I'm gonna do it. We just have to get into... No, we don't even have to get into orbit. We just have to get our periapsis to above 80 kilometers within 5 minutes. So let me try building a new rocket that can achieve such a task. Here's the mass, 302 kilograms. We're gonna need a thrust to weight that's very high. So I'm gonna try something. If I right click and drag, I can duplicate. And then do symmetry again. I wanna test the limits of this thing. So it said we unlocked this, but we didn't. Oh, we unlock this when we complete the mission. That's it. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's do it. Oh, yeah. The sound of the rocket engine stacks. So the more rocket engines you have, the louder it gets. Yeah, that's not ideal. But yeah, we just need to get to 80 kilometers. In 5 minutes. So we just go straight up. Oh, no. I'm being poo brain. This is our periapsis. Yeah, I can't. I'm being poo brain. But yeah, that was poo brain. What's our apoapsis? 324. Well, if we go straight up like this, create a second stage, and then just burn horizontally, we'll be able to do it. I know what we have to do. It's not complicated. It says it's hard, but it's not really that hard. All right, so we need another fuel tank. We need an engine. Oh, this thing has to be... Yeah. Oh, wow. You can make them massive. Okay, we need this thing to do well in vacuum. Oh, the gimbal range. Yeah, the gimbal range, we do not need it to... Yeah, we don't need that to be so high. We want a thrust to weight of at least 1, so it doesn't take forever. Okay, and then we want the interstage, and then we want to put that underneath it. There we go. Okay. So, our staging is set that these fire off, the interstage breaks off, and then the gnome engine fires off, right? And we're gonna make some good money doing this. All right, let's go. Okay, so we can check the craft issues by going here. Okay, it's too tall, so yeah, that should be okay. What's our delta V? Yeah, that's good. We're good. What's the cost of this launch? 72,000, and we're gonna get what, 2 million or something for completing this? Completed tier 2 of launch crafts. Oh, we've launched 15 crafts. All right, is this facing, that's facing east. We just want to go straight up initially. Yeah. Gotta go fast. Where is our, yeah, our apoapsis is already, our apoapsis is already over 50 kilometers. All right, now we can start to turn, do our gravity turn. Why is it not letting me rotate? Can I be able to rotate? Huh. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. All right. Our apoapsis is high enough. Now we can just angle horizontally. And we can speed up time. See, our time to apoapsis is stalled. That means we are not chasing our apoapsis and we are burning very efficiently. See? We're burning very efficiently right now. We don't even need to be 100% throttle, but we're trying to go quick. We're trying to go quick. Yeah. Wait, why did it... Did I run out of fuel? Oh... rip? We ran out of fuel. Okay, so I know what we need to do. Yeah, I should keep an eye on this right here. That's a rip. It's simple. It's simple. We increase the width of the rocket. NASA Stennis fired up one of their RS-25 engines for a full duration static fire. Oh, nice. Very nice. The Aerojet Rocketdyne RS-25. This is what was used on the space shuttle. And it's the same engine they're using on the SLS, which is what they're designing to be able to get to the moon. Like a new Saturn V. Hopefully, no, it's the heaviest rocket ever created, right? The SLS. It reminds me of the Vector engine in space, Kerbal Space Program. But yeah, the Artemis 1 being successful was significant in November. That was very significant. I remember watching it. I think it was like late at night, but I remember watching it live. It's pretty crazy. That's not where I want to head. What? What just happened? The Mammoth is the RS-25? Yeah, we didn't really look at our yeah, this is not... I don't think we're gonna make it. Between our Delta V... and the amount of time we have. Oh, we might make... Wait, no, we're gonna run out of Delta V. Yeah. We're gonna run out of fuel. If we had more fuel, we would have made it. We would have just made it. Hmm. All right, we're good. Oh, let me double check this engine. No, we want it in a vacuum. Yeah. We want a good combination of delta V and thrust to weight because we have a time limit. Just make it as large as possible. Yeah, it seems to taper off somewhere around 100%. So that's fine. That's fine. All right. I'm learning quite a bit about the systems in the game, just general mechanics of the game. Oh yeah, don't do that. You just keep it like that. Lock the heading in that direction. These solid fuel engines don't have gimbaling, so, and because we're going so fast, yeah, this is not ideal. Yeah, I can't change our direction. That's not ideal. I'm feeling like we need RCS almost at this point. Feeling like we're gonna need RCS. All right, this has to go east. This has to go, yeah, like that. Our apoapsis is high enough now. We're gonna have enough delta V to get into orbit, but are we gonna make it in 5 minutes? That's the real question right now. Come on. Oh, we're just gonna make it, I think. Yes, we made it. Oh, that was so close. Woo! That was so close. And we just ran out of fuel at the end, too. Andy, welcome back. Yeah, we didn't just make it to orbit. We made it to orbit in 5 minutes. In less than 5 minutes. Oh, very nice. 1.6 mil and 40 tech points. Very, very nice. Now we have 4.48 million. Oh, here's the progression quest. So we have to get into heliosynchronous orbit now. So we have to get out of... Oh, we need to... Okay, I see. Apoapsis and periapsis of 1,000 kilometers. But I will be right back in the meantime. That was very close. If you look back on the stream, we ran out of fuel right after we completed the contract. But yeah, I will be right back. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I've been enjoying this game a lot. So we definitely have the money. We definitely have the money that we need. Okay, so there are no requirements other than reaching a specific orbit. And if I'm not mistaken, we did just unlock the alley pad. So now we have a max size of 50 meters by 9 meters. And it costs $15 per kilogram. Whereas with the Juno Village pad, it cost $1 per kilogram, but we only had a max size of 10 meters by 3 meters. So the alley pad costs 15 times the alley pad costs 15 times as much, and we can have a rocket that's 5 times as tall and 3 times as wide. And the coordinates are different too. Cool. So I think in order to achieve this heliocentric orbit, we are going to need a bigger rocket. So again, I'm going to start with nose cone, fuel tank. But this time we're going to make this bigger. This is already... I need to keep an eye on these. These craft details are very important because sometimes it's difficult to tell the scale of what you're working on. All right, this we have to make larger. We need to look at it in a vacuum, which we are. Let's make that 100. It seems to taper off somewhere around 150. Yeah, we don't need this to be very strong. This just needs to be able to... Yeah, that's fine. That's 5,000 meters per second of delta V in this stage in the vacuum, which is what we need, just about. All right, so let's add interstage, fuel tank. We're gonna make this one larger. Now, hold on. Before I do anything, this is going to be called Helio 1. Let me check out the tech tree. Yeah, I think we're gonna need the Ifrit. We need a better solid fueled rocket engine. Yeah, the Spirit engine and the Ifrit. Maybe we go with the Mage engine. I think we're gonna go Mage engine and Spirit engine. And I think this will give us what we need. This also gives us RCS, which is nice. I just got the achievement Hobbyist. Yeah, I just got the achievement Hobbyist. Unlock a total of 10 tech tree nodes. Nice. Okay, so it's making me wonder now, do we want to use this? And I think the answer is no. I don't think we want to use the Mage engine for our vacuum stage. This gives us a very small amount of thrust to weight. So I'm wondering if I don't know if this is a good idea. No, that messes up the Delta V quite badly. I'm looking at the Delta V. On this, and it's not seeming like what we want. I think we still want the Gnome engine. We still want like a 0.5 thrust to weight because we don't want to be waiting forever. Yeah, we do want that. We do want that. All right, let me get the Mage engine on here. The Mage engine, stage 1. So we have our first stage, which will get us close to out of atmosphere. Then we have our second stage, which will get us to heliocentric orbit. And overall, we have 7.84 kilometers per second of Delta V. Check out the characteristics of this. We want a thrust to weight of 1.3 roughly. That change our Okay. Yeah, we need a thrust to weight of 1.3. Yeah, that should get the job done. Now I'm wondering about RCS. This engine already has gimbaling, right? So we really don't need it, right? The Mage engine does have gimbaling. Should put that to like 5% so it doesn't go crazy. All right, save, Helio, overwrite. Total of 8 kilometers per second of delta V. In a vacuum. Yeah, see, this is extremely inefficient at 0 kilometers, but in a vacuum, it's very efficient. So we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. And we have to launch from the alley pad. Because our rocket is larger than our previous rockets. Cool location. All right, throttle up. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm unsure if something is wrong with my game, but I don't have any... Oh, there we go. Yeah, these engines are much quieter than the solid fuel engines, the Goblin. The balancing of the audio in the game is a little bit out of whack. So some engines are really loud and others are very quiet, which is not ideal. Cool area of the planet, though. Our apoapsis is getting very high. I mean, we want a high apoapsis. It doesn't really matter. But we just want to be careful about how we ascend. Yeah, we're closer to the equator as well. So technically that launch location is more efficient. I'm just gonna go full burn at this point. All right, staging. There we go. Now we're using this engine, which is optimized for vacuum. All right, let's speed up time. We should be okay. We may not have enough thrust. We may have to make this engine a little bit stronger. Yeah, our periapsis is not increasing fast enough. So we are currently losing altitude. To get into orbit, it seems like you need to be at about 3,000 meters per second orbital velocity. We might make it. I don't know if we're going to have enough delta V, though, to actually get into this orbit specifically. The heliosynchronous orbit. If this number gets below 80, we're toast. But it seems like we're gonna make it. Just slowly. But once we get into orbit, our burns should be even more efficient. Yeah, there we go. We have a positive periapsis now. And it is above 80. So we have completed 5 Drew orbits at this point. And our apoapsis is already... We can keep burning to get that above 1,000 kilometers. There are the 2 moons. We have reached a record altitude by exceeding 1,000 kilometers. Now I will speed up time to 25x speed. 100x? Very smooth. Very smooth in orbit. The game runs very well when you're out of atmosphere. It still runs well when you're in atmosphere, but it runs very well when you're out of atmosphere. All right, so we're gonna burn prograde now. Use the gimbaling of the engine to get our periapsis as high as our apoapsis. And we should just have enough delta V. Getting out of atmosphere and into orbit is always the thing that we're going to do another orbit to finish this burn. 500x. There's the time to apo, and we're gonna finish our burn. Get our periapsis right here, over 1,000 kilometers, and then we will begin our inclination burn. Okay. So we should just have enough delta V to begin that burn. What planet is that? This is one of the moons, right? There's another moon somewhere, isn't there? Yeah. This is one of the moons as well. Very cool. And then this is like a... this is what our moon kind of looks like. It's a moony moon. Now, how do I get back to select player? Ah, okay. Nice. That's very intuitive. All right, now that we're here on the horizon, I want to begin how do I make a maneuver node? Can I make a maneuver node? That arrow must be the inclination node, right? Yeah, see, now our inclination is changing. This is going down, and then this is going up. Now, we should just have enough delta V to complete this. But we're doing this by burning anti-normal towards the South Pole. Oh, you know what? We're not gonna have enough fuel. This inclination burn's taking more than I thought it would. Interesting. So really, it's gonna take us... an extra 1,000 delta V. But... yeah. Yeah. There were two aspects of this that weren't ideal. One was that it did not have enough thrust to width. Yeah. And then two, this thing didn't have enough fuel in it. Okay. I'm wondering, do we need side stages? I think we do. I think we do, and this is going to be the first time I have to do it. It's going to be interesting. So we're going to do radial 2, and then I'm going to attach these. Okay, so those are now attached. Do we have a fuel crossfeed? Yeah, fin would be helpful. This is looking a little better. I don't think that there is a fuel crossfeed. Not that we have yet, at least. And we've used all of our research already. Okay, so the staging is gonna go... these engines fire off. This mage engine needs to go off with all three of these. These two are gonna break off. And then... after these break off, this will continue burning the last bit And then we break this off and fire off the last stage. Now I'm wondering if I do this, will this help? Yes, it will. Okay. By quite a bit as well. Nice. Okay, I think we are closer to reaching our goal now. By having that extra stage, it'll help us get out of atmosphere what are the issues? This craft will cost 4 million? Wait, what's costing so much? Wait, where are the... Oh. The price of this rocket's 3.6 million. I assume it's because of the engines, right? Each one of these engines is costing us 2.3 million. So let's not do that, on the other hand. Let's use some of these jank solid motors instead. How about that? Wait, what? Okay, I'm trying to figure out... Okay, if I do this... It's putting one on each of these. This part is inheriting symmetry from a part it is connected to. Changes can only be made at the root of its symmetry chain. Talking about this one, right? Yeah, that's not what I want to do. I want to... Okay. I think I know what I need to do. See, this is the kind of stuff I need to learn, right? I want this to be mirrored radial all the way around this thing. But I'm having trouble because I'm trying to mirror this. Yeah, it's inheriting symmetry from that, but I don't want to increase that, though. So how do I go about in mirroring this around this piece? All right, this is not being as intuitive as I would hope it would be. Okay, there we go. That is doing what we want it to do. Okay. So we could do it then, but we couldn't do it before. Now we can add the... Sorry, my brain just starts getting really slow when things start, like, getting unintuitive. Now we can do the radial too, and now we can add this here. Aha, okay. So we had to do it out of order. Yeah. So I'm understanding, because now if I click this, see how it's only doing one of them? It's very... I'm sure you can tell. Like, anyone watching, I'm sure you can tell what is strange about this, right? Okay, well... That's fine. All right, I think we're okay now. Right? Our delta V has decreased quite a bit though. Now it's saying this is missing a Kerlock source. Oh. Why? Okay, now it's working. All right, I'm coming across a little bit of jank in the building system, if I'm being completely honest. I'm coming across a little bit of jank, and it's slowing me down. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try this again. Okay. I think we have achieved what we were trying to achieve. I think we have achieved what we were trying to achieve. I came across two strange things that I had to manipulate in order to get it to work the way I wanted it to, in a way that did not feel intuitive, unfortunately. Where I had to connect this fuel tank directly to this fuel tank in order to be able to create symmetry around this with this engine. And then I had to remove it and then attach the coupling and then reattach it with radial symmetry. Very... Now that I understand that, the next time I do it, it will not take that long. But it's one of those things that the first time you're doing it, it's difficult to figure out. But now we're gonna launch and we're good. All right, I'm actually gonna quick save before we launch this thing because this is a lot of money. There's a lot of money on the line. All right, we good? Oh my God. That's what I'm talking about with the volume. The rocket engines are not all the same volume. They stack. They should not do that. Apologies to anybody who just had their ears blown out. All right, tab. Our heading needs to be east. All right, the solid boosters are running out of fuel now. And now we are going to decouple very shortly. There they go. That's a clean detachment. We will begin angling our burn. Very satisfying. All right, our apoapsis is extremely high, so we need to, I mean, we need our apoapsis to be very high, but we need to make sure we don't crash back into Drew. All right, staging. There we go. And I am going to speed up time. And we have 5 kilometers per second of delta V, which is quite significant. Oh, we can lock east. Oh, very nice. I didn't notice that. I was just thinking to myself, it would be nice if we could lock onto the horizon. And you can. It's gonna take some time to get the burn completed. But yeah, see, now I can't hear my engine. I have to turn it back up to 100 if I want to be able to hear it. Right? But if I have it on 100 when I'm using the solid boosters, the solid engines, it is very loud. What's our... Yeah, our Delta V is looking pretty weak. We have more than we did last time, quite a bit more than we did last time, but it's going to be close again. Getting the inclination to that angle is it's difficult, but we could start burning north right now. Let's burn northeast. That way we'll lift our inclination. While increasing our periapsis. We still have 2,000 kilometers or 2,000 meters per second of delta V, so we should be able to make it this time. So let's speed up time until we reach our apoapsis. And I will burn prograde. To get our periapsis to 1,000 kilometers. There we go. Now we need to get our inclination to where it needs to be. So we're headed downward. I mean, yeah, we're headed to the South Pole. So we want to burn anti-normal. Yeah, see our inclination is increasing the degree. Oh, welcome, Sonidos. Was this Simple Rockets 2 before being called this? Yes. Yes, this is Simple Rockets 2. They changed the name to Juno New Origins a couple months ago on full release. And we should just have enough. Yeah, we've got 1.4 kilometers per second of delta V. Yeah, we're near our inclination node. Is it better or the same? I never played Simple Rockets 2. I only started playing this game yesterday, and I've been enjoying myself. I played Kerbal Space Program 1 and 2, and from my perspective, yeah, we just ran out of fuel. Man, it takes a lot of energy, doesn't it? It takes a lot of energy to get our inclination to 100%. Is it best to just launch towards the South Pole instead of... Yeah, I think it's just better to launch towards the South Pole. From my perspective, I've had a good time with it. Yeah, I think we lose all of our... Yeah, undo and exit. If we destroy the craft, we lose all our money. And this is a very expensive launch. There've been a few things with this game. So my two major gripes, and they're not major, my two minor gripes that I've had are... And let me just get it out. My two minor gripes are, in atmosphere, the performance does take a hit. Our frames go from 160 FPS to 80 FPS, which is a significant decline, although we're still above 60 FPS. So it doesn't matter so much. Whereas in Kerbal Space Program 2, we're lucky to get 10 frames per second. Another thing is with the building, the symmetry mode is a little bit strange, but we haven't come across any bugs. Oh, and a third minor gripe, the engine sounds. So the engine sounds stack. So when we have all of these solid, the Goblin solid motors, when we have all of these Goblin solid motors on our fuel tank, it is extremely loud. And then when we break these off and we only have our Mage engine, it's almost inaudible because it's so quiet. So I'm wondering, what can we have the Delta, I feel like we have the Delta V. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. It's gonna make it more expensive though. Yeah, like that. But yeah, overall, the building in this game is quite intuitive. overall. There have just been a few quirks here and there. Also, unlike Kerbal Space Program, there are no struts that I've come across. Not yet, at least. Like I said, this is my second day playing. I'm not very confident in determining whether there are or aren't things in this game because I haven't experienced everything in this game thus far. All right, let's save, and this really should be enough, right? I don't know why. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this should be good. Now, I'm going to do something on launch that I think is going to make it a lot more efficient. And we're going to start aiming south instead of east. Okay, it's going to be very loud, so I need to lower the sound volume to 5%. See, this is at 5%. All right, we want to aim south. We'll go southeast ever so slightly. I'm currently getting 70 frames per second, by the way. So I'm learning slowly just how the engine performs under load. Yes, it does have missions. We're currently doing the career mode. The SRBs should break off soon. There we go. Yeah, our apoapsis is already high enough. We're gonna go really high. But we need to get our inclination to 100 degrees before we do anything else. All right, now I think we can we'll just go prograde. Actually, yeah, keep it south. We are going the correct direction. Yeah, we're currently doing a contract to get into Juno synchronous orbit, heliosynchronous orbit, which means that we need to have an inclination of 100 degrees and be at an apoapsis and periapsis of 1,000 kilometers, which, given our current situation, we should be able to achieve if I'm careful. But yes, now the rocket is near silent, right? So now I need to turn the sound volume up. Now we can hear it. So that's another minor gripe that I have. You'd think with a full release, the sound design, you'd think I wouldn't need to do something like that, but it's okay. I wouldn't consider it a bug, but I would consider it a far from ideal user experience. All right, we're at 90 and 90. Okay, now we just need to wait for our apoapsis. We're gonna crash into the South Pole. Now we need to burn prograde. We do want to angle ourselves. No, not that way, not that way. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. We are almost there. We'll even have a little bit of Delta V to spare. I think this launch was much more efficient than our previous launches, because we started by going south, slightly southeast. Let's now I'm burning. Yeah. I made our apoapsis too high, so I just wasted some Delta V. It's okay. We're okay. We're just gonna have to go ever so slightly retrograde. To bring our... Hold on, let's wait until we're at our periapsis. There we go. Okay, now burn retrograde. But we're actually okay. Within 900... Yeah, we're okay. All right, now we need to find our inclination, which is here. So here we're gonna have to burn anti-normal, I believe, in order to finish. Actually, no, I think we have to burn normal. Yeah, no. I was looking in the wrong direction. That's okay. Okay, are we here? We're good, right? So this should increase because we are burning in the normal direction, which is this way, and that'll bring this side of our orbit to the right and this side of our orbit to the left. And then we will be in heliosynchronous orbit once we finish this. And we made it. 1.6 million. Very, very nice. Now, do we think it's possible to recover this craft? Because we can actually get some money for doing that. Probably not. The amount of delta V we have and the amount of time it'll take. I'm still gonna try. We're gonna burn up, is what's gonna happen. We're going at 3,500 meters per second. Yeah, we're toast. I could have air braked at a shallower angle, but it would have taken more time, so oh, we're not gonna burn up. We actually made it. Yeah, I don't have any control. But we may air brake enough to survive the splash. And if we survive the splash, then we can recover our vessel, because this engine is expensive. But unfortunately, I don't think we made more money than it was worth doing the mission. We're gonna have to check our money. That's something we need to keep in mind when doing these contracts. If it costs us more to complete the contract, then it's probably not a good idea to do it. But luckily there are other contracts that are much easier, and we can grind some money so we can do some of the harder ones. Our surface velocity is just getting below 100 meters per second. And we're now below 3,000 meters. I think it's easier to see with the reflection. Below 85 meters per second. We may survive this. No, I don't think we will. Oh, we did survive it. 2 parts exploded, but we did survive it. The buoyancy in the game seems very well done. I also like that effect a lot. When you're underwater and you come up, that sound and water effect is satisfying. All right. Yeah, see, our launch cost was 2.67 million, and we were awarded 1.6 million. So we actually lost or spent $1.07 million. Oh, our recovery. So it's going to cost us 14.4 million to recover the craft. It's going to cost you money to recover this craft, so it's best to just destroy it. Interesting. Yeah, so we lost money by doing that. But we did succeed. We did succeed, and we did get tech points. So, depending on how much we value tech points, we could see it as a win. And we can easily make our money back doing these CubeSat. Oh, we can easily, so we can complete these 2 in one go. 1 CubeSat, and then after we deploy the CubeSat, we just increase our apoapsis and periapsis, and we make 900,000. We could also take this for an extra 900. We have options moving forward. But at this point, I've been streaming for 3.5 hours. I've overall been enjoying this game, although it does have... I do have some minor gripes about certain aspects of it. I will reiterate those gripes right now and try and outline them as clearly as possible. 1, the audio quality is far from ideal, and the engine sounds are... They vary significantly in volume. Namely, the Goblin solid engines stack and create a very loud sound at launch, and then all the other engines are extremely quiet in comparison. 2, the game does take a performance hit when you are in atmosphere compared to in orbit. I get over 160 frames when I'm in orbit, but I dip below 80 frames when I'm in atmosphere. And 3, I experienced a strange, unintuitive building mechanic where I had to place a fuel tank onto another fuel tank in order to be able to use symmetry with the Goblin rocket engines before I could place the fuel tank itself in dual radial symmetry. It was just a very strange thing that I experienced in the building menu. So those are 3 of my gripes, but everything else that I've experienced has been very enjoyable, and my overall experience has been good. So I will be coming back to this game in the near future. And I look forward to playing this more in the future. So thank you.